I want to continue with the theme yet some more about having an intention to create a new life for yourself, to awaken new aspects of yourself, and to have the things that you would like to have in your life this coming cycle, this coming year, this coming next section of your life, whichever it may be. And so I've been speaking a lot about uh, having an intention and offering an intention, and whether you've been doing it in accordance with this video or on your own. We did it at retreat. Is kind of this whole thing. We've awakened a new aspect of ourselves this time of year on the medicine wheel. Your new life, if you will, has been conceived. It's been initiated. Okay, and so now it likely, it may have, but there's a good chance it hasn't taken form yet. In other words, it's not integrated, and you may not see it in your life yet. But you're probably starting to feel it and get glimpses of it and experience it in subtle ways. I like to talk about this almost being on the edge or the fringe of our consciousness. It's kind of like, that seemed a little different, but I can't really put my finger on like how it was different or if it really was different. It's a time where we tend to doubt because we have these subtle different vibration of experience and this different flow in our life. But it's like, was that really real? I mean, am I really vibrating in a new way? Am I really experiencing life differently? And so it's a real time that we're doing that. And often there's this back and forth, between our old reality or way of being and the new reality and way of being. We still in some way at one foot on one and one foot on the other. It can be rather disorienting, actually. It may or it may not, but it sometimes can be. At least it was for me and some of my clients. It can be. Actually, it is for me and some of my clients, I could say. I'm a little disoriented right now, as a matter of fact. And so, anyway, it's a really important time. And it's almost like it has a lot to do with trust and belief. Part of what is growing is our belief that this new reality actually exists, and whether these new things, these new aspects of myself or these new life, whether that actually can happen, whether it is possible. So that is kind of what's going on, and so we will go back and forth. We're like, oh, this is crazy. This is never going to happen. That was like a pipe dream. What was I thinking? Or it's like, actually, I've had a few things. I think this can actually happen. I think this may be happening, and that is, and it's really important to reinforce the latter, to reinforce that I think this actually can happen. And I think this actually is happening. I think I actually am flowing through life in a new way. I think, and I think that this new thing I wanted out in the world, I think it's actually starting to come to me, or there's new doorways for it, and it's really important to reinforce that. Now, remember, we're swimming upstream for a while because we're used to the old reality and the old way of being. So our mind is going to be comfortable with that and aligned with that in some ways. And so, it's like the doubting Thomas part of us is like, what are you, crazy? And we're going to go back to that. And then, so it's like that old thing about like, which of the wolves do you feed? It's like there's the new and the old. And so it's really important to reinforce. And one of the ways that we reinforce that, and I really recommend, is what I call building momentum. Okay, and that means that we build momentum through success and through new experiences. Like, yes, that was being in our flow and having a breakthrough and having a synchronistic thing happen that says, yes, this is happening, getting a breakthrough, having a door open for us, having some, and having a thing that like reinforces it. It's like a momentum of energy or a momentum of belief that this new thing is happening. And, my teacher used to say, like, Mike, really do not lose that momentum. Like, keep feeding that momentum. And so how do we do that? So we keep tuning into that flow, and we remind ourselves when we do have a breakthrough, we acknowledge it, and we talk about it with our friends and the people that can support us. And it's like we keep it going. We get in that flow. We do that, whatever our practice is, we get in the flow of that energy, and we allow ourselves to experience it. And we keep, allowing ourselves to have success. If we have a setback, it's like, it's just a setback, and so it's a little bit of a mindset. Momentum is a little bit of a mindset, but it's not like a fake it till you make it. It's not like it's just acknowledging that there is progress happening and keeping it going, and staying in and going back to the well, and just like keep that energy moving, and don't let it get broken. He used to say, don't let that momentum dissipate. Do not let it break. Keep it rolling. Keep reinforcing it. And then it's a perfect time of year for that, because we've awakened the new thing. Now it's that time of the in-betweens. It would be really easy to kind of drift back. And I see it happen all the time. I've experienced it in my own life. I see it with clients. I see it with friends. It's like it would be really easy to kind of drift back into that old comfort zone about now, because that's what we know. And the new stuff, it feels a little fleeting, and I'm not even sure if it's real. So it's a thing about trusting the subtlety of things, trusting the synchronicity, and building that momentum and feeding that momentum. And every day working with it, not in a heavy way, but just kind of working with it, and acknowledging that seems new. This seems new, and giving it credit, like not like when we go to doubt it, just say, wow, instead of doubting it, maybe this thing is happening. Maybe something new is awakening in me. Maybe my new life is unfolding. So that is my video for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an awesome week and enjoy the weather. The weather's gotten really nice here. I hope it is where you are too. Spring is finally coming here. And during the week, just maybe take a little time to just allow that momentum to build, and acknowledge the successes, and acknowledge the breakthroughs, and acknowledge the new abundance and the new flow and the new feel to your life. And I think that will serve you very well. I will see you in a week.